Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Groove podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another film review. Today we took a look at Triple R, RRR. This is a Netflix film, and IMDb gave it a 7.9. And this is not, I guess. I mean, if anything, people may think that it's a Bollywood film, but it's really a Tollywood film. But it's kind of a mixture of both. But what did you think of this film,
Yeah,
man?
I liked it a lot. This movie's fire, man. This movie's fire.
This
When you're
movie
talking
was
about
fire.
action,
Hmm.
this movie went hard on the action stuff. It was a hard
Everything.
R action
It went
movie.
hard on everything.
Hard,
It went
hard,
hard on
hard R.
everything. It went hard on the dancing, the loves, everything, dude. This film was crazy. Now, I don't know if this is right or not, but they're saying the budget was 3.5 billion rupees, which come out to about $5 million. But
Mhm,
let's say that it cost $5 million to make this film. Worldwide
mhm.
gross receipts thus far is $160 million.
That's a W right there. This is the thing. I think this movie was like it's like a kind of a mainstream type movie. It's
Yeah.
not like a typical Bollywood style movie.
Mhm.
And yeah, like they put their foot in this movie. Or
I was really surprised with this film because, it was
when
first of all,
you're going into it, did you know what to expect when you're going into it?
okay. Let me just say this right up front. This is
Mhm,
probably my second or third Indian film I watched. I watched like some gangster Indian stuff, which was kind of dope.
mhm.
But the other two films I watched was really like gangster stuff, and then this film, which is like the Bollywood
Okay.
epic stuff, right? And I never really realized that there was like lots of singing, lots of dancing, the whole nine. I never knew that. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't know that was part of
Mhm.
the culture. And I was floored with this film. Like you said, this film was fire. It was like, and I did not mind the three
Mhm.
hours and 7 minutes because we were talking offline. This movie needed to be 3 hours and 7 minutes. Every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
thing that was in
Because
this
the
movie,
story.
yes, every single thing
Yeah.
in this movie was needed. Now you could have done away with the crappy CGI, but
No, like I said it before. Like Bollywood movies have the best and the worst CGI humanly possible.
yeah,
Like the best, like things you see, like there's scenes in this movie with the tiger, and holy crap,
yeah,
you thought that was an actual tiger roaring right there. It was solid. It was really good. And like they're riding horses and stuff like that. It looks good,
mhm,
but they love going over the top. So it's kind
yeah,
of like it's not even like a regular movie. This is kind of like a superhero movie. I think it's the best way to describe it. Like the way they fight is kind of like a superhero thing. Like Spider Man or somebody's punching somebody. Because you can't think of like human beings could do this kind of thing. You can't. When
yeah.
they're fighting and they're on when I think it's was it Raju was on his shoulder on Beef's shoulder,
Mhm.
and you're running and shoot with the guns and everything, like
Dude.
doing flips and everything. I was like,
And then he got the shotguns,
yo,
and then he had two, and then he was like, bam, bam, bam.
yo,
You know what's so weird
the
about this film?
reload got me, yo. I
Oh
I
yeah,
had to stop the
oh my
movie and cheer
goodness.
when I saw the reload. He
But
pulled the gun
that's
down, reloaded. I was like, yo.
but that's teamwork. You needed the teamwork. You know what's so weird? The other weird thing about this
Hmm.
film is I didn't know where it was going to go because
Hmm.
when Beam and Ram linked up and they just like, oh dude, I love you. I was just like, is this about to be like a love thing right here or what? Because I was
I
like,
just
this is kind of weird right here, but then it got a little better.
They
So I
just
was like,
boys, man. They're
yeah,
boys. You help save a kid. You're boys now. Like
you know.
that's
Do
all it
you
is. Yeah.
do you want to give a brief overview of this or maybe not?
Well, because it's hard to explain because there's
It
so much
really
stuff that's
is.
happening here.
Hmm.
So you have two guys. They're aiming for the same result. They're trying to overthrow the imperial British uh, country that's occupying their
The
lands, and they're
Empire.
going about it. They're going about it two different ways.
Yeah.
So one guy is trying to be like, he's going in there and trying to blow stuff up and whatever, whatever. And the other guy was trying to do it from within.
Yeah.
He tried to become a police officer, and he's trying to, move up the ranks and get information, and he's gonna help get his tribe armed up, whatever. And they crossed paths because this kid was in danger on the water, and there's a train kind of messed. It blew
Yeah,
up.
blew up.
They're
Yeah.
like a yeah, and train there, and it was like an oil fire around this kid, and these guys team up in the most insane way to save this kid humanly possible. It was like Fast and Furious levels of insanity for how they
Epic.
decided to do this.
Epic.
He was like, this dude's riding a horse and like, yo, you go this way, I'm gonna go this way. I was like, where? How are you gonna do? Oh, okay, you're both gonna jump off the bridge at the same time.
Mm,
You with the flag. We didn't know what to do with the flag. Like, that was insane, but I loved it. I loved every minute of this thing.
mm.
The insanity never ended. It wasn't like oh, this is just a little bit insane. They moved the insanity up to 1,000. Like,
Yeah.
it's a scale of 1 to 10. The insanity's at 1,000. The stuff they were doing.
Dude, listen, the guy Ram, he's actually an equestrian in real life, you know. So they
Hmm.
wanted to bring the horse because of he had all the skill set when it came to horses. But yeah,
Hmm.
it was pretty dope, man. It's like you said, you know, one was trying to do it from within, the other one was doing it from the outside. The other one, like
Hmm.
Beam, he was just trying to rescue this woman, this girl
Yeah, well,
Molly, to
that's
bring her
how he
back.
got into it because he's trying
Right,
to.
uh-huh.
Well, that's the goal is to do it overall, but like
Right.
he was really trying to rescue his little sister. She
Yeah.
got kidnapped by the colonists,
Mhm.
which is like, yo, the colonists did these people dirty, man.
Oh my
Yo, I'll
goodness.
put it like
They
that.
were like, dude,
Woo.
did you see that scene where when they took the baby, or the little
Mhm.
girl, and they, you know, just threw her some like gold coins. And then she was like, no, 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 don't take my baby, don't take my baby. And they were about to shoot her, and they were like, don't waste bullets on like, you
Yeah,
know,
don't wait the bullet
right,
scene.
uh-huh.
Good God, man. Yo,
And
this
then
kind of makes me like you were like, I hope these guys go to.
yeah. And then he picked up a branch, and I thought she was dead. I was like, he knocked her, like, I thought she was dead. And for you, like, I
Oh,
mean, I know this is a movie, but for you to take
mhm.
something like this, almost like taking a bat and just busting someone in the head, you know, like the
Yeah.
person didn't do anything to you, you know, this person is not violent, whatever. You just did it
Mhm.
because you can. It's just like, how do you think about that? Like when you go to bed, you know, it's just like, really?
They This is the thing though. I think that I okay, we had to explain this because it's a fictional story,
Hmm.
but I do think there was people like that from the British Empire that were down
Hmm.
there. 100%. I don't think everybody was like that, but there
Yeah.
for sure there was people down there that did stuff like that.
Yeah,
A
for sure.
thousand percent.
Hmm.
And relished on it. And like I don't know, man. It's the kind of thing like I don't think they care. They think that they're beneath you because you're not as industrialized as these other
Right.
guys are, and so
Hmm.
they're like you're beneath you. You guys are still huts.
Right.
You don't
You
care.
know, the
It's like the scene where they're doing the dance thing when that guy was telling you, you don't know how to do the tango. You
right,
don't know how to do
exactly.
whatever. Like,
He's
it's
like, but
like
can you do
you're not
this? Look at this,
civilized.
like, yeah. What about you know, in the beginning when
Mhm.
Ram went out into the crowd, right? Because and I'm about to say this,
That scene was hard, man.
I'm gonna talk
That scene
about
was
this scene
hard.
because it was epic, but it was also over the top. And you know, he went
Oh,
out
it's
into a
ridiculous.
crowd of like, he went out at one person with a stick, with a cane, went out into a crowd of
Mhm.
people and just
Thousands of
started
people.
thousands. And those
Wrecking
thousands of
shop.
people could not, those thousands of people could not take him down. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, is this a superhero movie? Or, I mean, what is this? I mean, again, it was
I mean,
epic over the top. And I was like, wow.
yeah, because like that scene set the stage for what this movie's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Once you saw him jumping over the fence
Hmm.
with this Magnum PI mustache, like yo, I
Right.
got this. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yo, he at the club where he pushed people down a cliff. They're breaking their necks or whatever. Like, I was like, yo,
I'm
that
like,
set the stage for this movie.
are these guys like, and I don't know this, but are these guys like
Mhm.
sex symbols back in India? Because they seem like they're big stars. Um, you know, in the dance scenes, just the dancing. I mean, forget everything else, right? So I was reading a
Yeah,
review and they were talking about how the wire work in this film was really good because they were jumping over
yeah,
stuff, you
yeah.
know, it was really good. But forget all that stuff, right? The
Hmm.
dopest thing, one of the dopest things in this movie was the dancing. Just like,
Hmm.
can you dance like that for that long and that fast? I
Yeah,
don't think
they're
so.
putting it in, man.
I
They're
mean,
putting it in.
did they have like knee pads on or something? I'm like, dude. And then like how he was like, how they were like running, like, when he had oh boy on his shoulders. And I was just like,
Mhm.
this is crazy. Yo, this joint was over the top. I was like, and like I said, I was
Mhm.
totally surprised that the fact that I really liked this movie. I thought this movie was dope. This it was a complete
Mhm.
surprise. I didn't know what I was getting into when I watched this because it is a
Yeah.
3-hour movie, right? And I was
Yeah,
like,
because I've
yo,
heard people talk about like you gotta watch this movie RRR. I was
yeah,
like,
mhm,
okay, whatever. What is it about? It's like it's a Bollywood thing. I was like, okay, cool. I like Bollywood. They're like, you have to watch this movie, but no one go into detail about why.
yeah,
So I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, yo,
mhm,
Basil gotta watch. You gotta watch this movie, bro. You need to watch this movie.
yeah,
And the trailer doesn't do justice to what the hell's going on in this
none at
movie.
all, none.
Because like that one of the hardest scenes in the movie to watch was the scene when he's getting whipped. When Beam was getting whipped
Yeah,
and he started singing that song, like you're not gonna take this thing away from our culture and our people. I was like, yo,
yep,
that was that scene was hard to watch, but inspiring at the same time. And it turned to like a plot point. If he was like, we were sitting here trying to arm everybody, but this guy getting whipped rallied everybody in the town square
right.
to get behind this dude.
With the
And he's like,
singing,
maybe we've been doing this thing wrong.
right?
And the thing is, though, we're jumping around. And it's hard to explain exactly what's happening because you need to watch this movie. It's on Netflix. It's free. Watch this movie.
It
But
is. Mm-hmm.
the other thing that I really liked was the songs because the
Mm.
songs is kind of giving you like a what's happening, like a
Yeah,
play by play, or like a retelling of what's happening, what just happened on the scene, and what's going to happen in the future. Like they're singing about there's a tiger and he's gonna fight this guy and then they're gonna lose their friendship, but what could happen in the future? Like that's the lyrics to the song is like that. And it's like it's catchy, but it's kind of cool way of setting people up for what's going on and setting you up for why you should remain interested in the story. Because I was like, how are these two? Okay, I knew they're gonna get together, but I couldn't figure out how they're gonna get together or
yeah.
why.
Neither did I.
And then, like this is an epic because it had to be 3 hours. Like this thing
It,
had to be
it
3 hours
there was no
to
other
tell how they
way.
got together.
Yeah,
They could have been three different movies,
yeah.
basically like
Well,
the like three sequels, like it could have or two sequels just
mhm,
to get everything the storyline together because it's a there's a huge arc. They're boys, they get together, they gotta do this thing, they fight each other. This Batman, Superman fight each other in the middle, and they get together at the end, and he's climbing on his shoulders and they're just kicking ass the whole rest of the movie. It's crazy. I
it's
love how he healed
crazy.
his leg with some was that so he had a flower or something like that. He just put on his legs. Legs are good to go.
Like,
That's all
just
I'd
like
say.
it's done, right?
It's
You
Missy
know,
Miyagi.
you
Like,
know, put a little Robitussin on that, right?
right?
We said that that everything about this film was hard, even the songs.
Mm,
The songs, like if you think about like
songs
just
are hard.
if you think about just the messages and some of the slave
Mm,
hymns, like during
mm.
slavery, or right, those were messages like even to people who were trying to escape, those were like coded messages, right? And you sort of
Yeah,
saw
it's
that,
the same way, same
with
thing.
this here, because the song at the end
Mm.
of the movie, man, that song was hard as anything. I'm like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were basically saying, yo, you know what, stand up for your flag, let's get a weapon in everyone's hand, and let's like take down
Mm.
the British Empire, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That the music was hard, man. If you past the just like catchy lyrics or whatever, if you
Mhm.
read the subtitles about what they're saying, the music was hard. It's
Yeah.
like a this is like a ultimate revenge revolution type movie
Yep.
with like superheroes.
Mhm.
It's like it's like Superman and Batman get together to fight the British Empire. This is basically what it is,
Right.
and I'm here for it, man. This is a great movie,
I like
and
this, man.
it's got a lot of
Mhm.
heart too. That's
Yeah.
the other part about this movie's got a ton of heart. Like you actually care about the characters. you're angry that they're fighting each other right now. Like you guys should be boys, man.
Yeah.
Like you
They
saved this
don't
kid out the water.
they
Like
don't know each other, you know, they don't know what's going on yet. You know what's also
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
is like in the beginning of the film, I didn't really know where it was gonna go because they did
Mhm.
like they explained the three R's. One was like the story, and then it was like the
Yeah,
fire,
just the
and then it was like the
rise.
water,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
roar. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, these R's are like in the word, not, it doesn't start
Hmm.
with an R, right? And I was like, okay, well, it's pretty
Hmm.
cool. But yeah, this joint was epic. This film, it felt like a huge, big budget film. Like when we spoke offline
Yeah.
and I asked you what this film was, what do you think the budget was? You were thinking like 60,
I like
$100 million.
100 million, man. Like
And
it looks like they spent buckets of money on this movie.
again, just based on what IMDb is saying,
Mhm.
the estimated budget was 3.5 billion rubles,
That's
which
crazy. Because you guys think
which is
about this,
$5
right?
million. Dollars.
They had to go get all these old cars. They had to
Mhm.
build all these sets.
Yeah.
Then you had to film this thing, and you
Mhm.
got to do the special effects and the training, the fight scenes. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't film this movie in North America for under $200 million. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Mhm.
Like it's
Y-
physically impossible.
this movie, parts of it was shot in India. Most of it was shot in
Mhm,
Bulgaria.
mhm.
So it's just like, wow, okay, so it's no, this is not Calcutta. This is Bulgaria. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, they maybe that's how they stretch the $5 million or 3.5 billion rubles. I don't know, but
Well,
it
like
kind of worked out
they don't
for
have the
them.
same actors don't have the same budget for their what they're getting for movies and stuff too. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of extras. There's only 3 stars. Like you got to pay Ray
yeah,
because he's big enough American star.
mm,
But like the two Bollywood guys, you pay those guys, and that's pretty much it. Like
and
your budget's over.
right, and I think how and when I saw the budget, I was like, okay, so I think how they do things out in India is this way, right? These budgets
Mhm,
aren't that large. They pay the actors a little bit of money and then give them a lot of money on a back end. Just like, okay, you can like, you'll get 5% on a back end or something like that. Because if it was a $5 million budget, those, rock
mhm,
star actors and actresses, they were not getting paid up front. They were getting some money on the back end. It's almost like Jada Pinkett when she did the first
mhm.
Matrix movie. And she said she didn't get paid a lot, right? She wanted like
Yeah,
points on the video game. And dude,
yeah. They're like, get out of here.
no, no, no. They gave her points on a
Oh,
video
they gave it. They
game.
gave her points.
Yeah,
Okay,
she was
okay.
like, no, no, no. I don't want to
Yeah.
get. You don't have to pay me millions of dollars. Just give me like 10,000. I don't know what it was, right? But
Mm,
she got her money. She got points on a video game. That's how she made money. So I think
mhm.
a lot of these actors and
Like,
just people in this space are doing things a little differently.
yeah, well, because they make a lot of movies and
Yeah,
they're singing songs. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So like they're getting their money, and like there's only a couple like big superstars, and everybody else is just like regular working actors kind of thing. Like how Hollywood was back in like the 50s and 40s. Like you were with the studio, you just cut movies for the studio, and that's what
that's
you're
it.
doing.
Yeah, hmm.
It's a regular job there. So
Everyone's a
I'm
freelancer
not too
now.
sure. Like
Hmm.
I'm not exactly familiar. Like I've seen like I've seen a couple Bollywood movies, but I'm not deep into it. I'm more like deep into the music because I
Hmm.
DJ weddings and stuff. And I do a lot of Hindi and Punjabi weddings, and so like the songs I know, but like the
Hmm.
watching movies, like I've seen like Singham and Doom, whatever. I've seen a
Hmm.
couple movies, but like yeah, like I do love the culture. I'm a big fan of the culture, and I got a lot of friends that are from India, and like yeah, I vibe with the culture and this stuff, man. I love it. I love all this stuff.
Really
It's
enjoyed this
great.
movie. It sort of ended with like Ram and
Mhm.
Beam getting together, Beam going to rescue him from a jail, and
That jail was brutal,
basically,
man. Everything was
yeah,
brutal.
yeah, and basically they basically destroyed the governor. Killed him, his
Mhm.
wife, the whole nine, his daughter. His daughter saw like knew that his wife. I'm sorry, the
This is
governor's
his
daughter,
niece.
his niece. Okay,
No, it's a niece. That was a niece,
his
yeah.
niece. Okay, she knew that the governor and the governor's wife were destroyed. She was trying to link up with Beam, so they kind of linked up in the end,
Yeah,
right?
B was doing his thing, man. Shout out to B.
You know, he was just like,
No,
he was just like, do you want to
Jenny
do
was
that?
trying to help.
Yeah.
Jenny got the keys to the jail cell. She's like, yo, you gotta climb over here. This is where the thing is. Go get him, boy. Like, yo.
Yeah. And then a whole
Shout out to Jenny, man.
primitive way that Beam was trying to locate Ram at the
Yeah.
jail, just like hitting on the ground and then waiting for the sound and
That was a cool
everything.
scene.
That was
That
kind
was
of
a
cool,
cool
man.
scene.
And they linked up.
Yeah.
He got rescued. You know, they went back. You know, he reunited with his girlfriend Sita, and
Hmm.
then the
Shout
dancing
out to Sita,
started.
man.
Yeah,
Sita's a ride or die, yo. That's
yeah.
who you're looking for, man. She's
She
a
was
ride or
like,
die.
yeah. That was listen. This film was like, okay, we love this film. What are you rating this film, dude?
This is a 9.5, man.
Hmm.
Easily 9.5.
Yeah. Hmm.
I enjoyed the story. The story was great. It's an epic story about, like redemption and, freedom and all this other stuff. The
Yeah.
action was off the chain.
Mhm.
You want Hollywood action? Holy crap, man. The stuff with the tigers when they broke into the compound,
Yeah.
good God.
Yeah.
Yo, the big fight they had in the middle, as far as action goes, this is up there. This is a great movie for action.
It
Story
really
was
is.
great. Acting was good. It was good all around, man. I really enjoyed this movie. This is 3 hour movie. You do not feel it at all.
No, you
You're Once
don't.
this movie starts, you're like, okay, let's go. Once this guy jumps over the fence and starts beating people with a stick, I'm like,
It's
I'm
over.
in.
I'm in right
That's
now.
it. I'm in.
Exactly. You know, the only thing I would say is, you know, with the CGI, the tigers really didn't like have the true colors and like stripings and
Mhm.
markings of like a tiger. It was just like, is that a tiger or is
Yeah,
that something else?
for sure it's CGI,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
yeah, they did their thing. Like
They did their thing.
you
Hmm.
felt danger and fear in this movie a lot. You're not sure exactly what's gonna happen
Yeah.
and how they're gonna get out, whatever. This is a great movie.
Yeah. I can't give this movie a 10, so I am going to give it a 9.5, just like you. Um, I
Mhm,
was completely blown away by this movie. And I'm
mhm.
actually looking forward to getting into more of this Bollywood, Tollywood stuff
We might have to watch
because
another Bollywood movie,
we may
man.
have to watch another one because I love the singing, I love the dancing, I love the how epic these movies
Mhm,
are. This movie was, you know, and I just love like
mhm,
how hard it was to everything about the dancing, everything, you know, the love
mhm,
story, you know, the struggle with the British Empire. I love every single thing about this movie, man. This movie was
mhm.
off the chain. I'm not going to call it triple R because people may get it confused. It's actually the name of the movie is RRR. It's on
Mhm.
Netflix. It was made last year in 2022. If you have Netflix, go check it out. It is a 3 hour, 7 minute movie, but you're going to fly through this. It's so
Read
interesting,
the
everything.
subtitles and enjoy yourself. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
say.
so
Just enjoy
interesting, you know,
yourself.
exactly. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I'm DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.